Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. I'm never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never be the same. Cause that's what it takes. Pieces is a form of art. I'm never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never be the same. Cause that's what it takes.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Crypto Kings live stream. I'm over here shadowboxing. That song is lit. B-Root's wearing a hoodie in summer. What's going on, my man? How you doing?
What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy. B-Root's back at it again because I'm so cold. That's why I gotta wear a hoodie, because I'm so cold. What's going on, man?
Not much.
Another crazy week, whatever you want to call it. Crypto never sleeps. It's always something going on, man. It's always something going on. We got Pepe, we got pDAI talk, we got PulseX talk, we got Bitcoin pumping a little bit. Is it a relief rally, or is it just, the real deal? We got the halving right around the corner. What's up?
Nothing. Keep going.
We got the halving right around the corner. We got Coach coming on stream, bro. The pDAI heads. We've got a lot to talk about in an hour. Probably gonna go into an hour and a half, my bet, because there's a lot to talk about. And B-Roots has a contest to give away. It's time to close up that contest and pick, top four people, so the community can vote on the winner of the B-Roots reopener of his Twitter video.
Intro opener?
Yeah, the intro.
Yeah.
Speed it up a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like you said, we had a bunch of stuff go on. Richard Hart has his case with the SEC set in November. We're going to talk about that, the best scenarios, what scenarios could play out. And, sometimes crypto volume gets low and it almost gets a little bit boring. And the second you sleep on it, the second you get away from your computer, bam, that thing just starts pumping. And you usually miss something, and then you end up chasing something. It's just cyclical, man. It's over and over. So you got to stay dialed in, even in the boring times. But on the pDAI and PulseChain side, it has not been boring because they keep finding more and more information. That video of Richard Hart just talking about an algorithmic stable coin that is going to blow people's mind. Gosh, that had to be like, in my opinion, he's talking about pDAI and Atropa. So yeah, we got some stuff to talk about. It's going to be an exciting show. Like B-Root said, we'll have Coach X coming back on the show. And yeah, man, I had a good weekend. You were out at a concert, and now we're back grinding, bro.
Always. It's Monday. It's back time to shine. And I just looked at the Bitcoin chart, and I saw something I like to see.
Yes, sir.
I
told you, bro.
I like to see.
Not a relief pump.
I'm bullish until I see the chart. And I'm live right now. And it's the first time I looked at a Bitcoin chart since the last live stream.
I was telling you.
And in my positions already and don't really care about what.
All right, well, let's get these likes up. We got 120 people in the house. We're sitting at 39 likes. At least let's get that to 60. At least half the people in here. Smash that like button. If you hate us and you want to punch us in the mouth, smash that dislike button.
4 times.
4 times, guys.
Show us how much you hate us. Hit the dislike button 4 times, and we will.
We're missing 10, guys. Come on. It's absolutely free. Smash that like. We got to get this up because B-Root sees something bullish. I told you it wasn't a relief pump. And but we'll see. We still don't know. All right, I think we're good.
This thing going here. Last week, I said.
Yep, we're good.
Last week, if you remember, I said I love to see a crash followed by a very, very small doji candle. When I see that, that is usually a bullish candle formation. Did we get it or did we not get it?
And you were saying Bitcoin needed to chill where it was at, right? We got it.
Chilled exactly where it was at.
We got it.
So you will, in my opinion, not financial advice, I think markets are going to recover minimum 28,000. So 2,000 up from here. Maybe it goes into the next week and goes a little higher into 28,000. Maybe we just come up and go to the next level of 34,000. That is possible over the next few weeks. Everybody hates that September is bearish. So maybe we get that in the first, half of September. Maybe this week, maybe next week we just go. And maybe we touch this here and then come down. In my opinion, either September or October will be a bullish month. We don't go too many months. Let's see where. Yeah. Bitcoin doesn't like to go multiple months, especially during a bear market or after the bear market. Look at it. That was bam in the middle of the bull market. I would say this is more of a positive enough because this is a break-even month. Doji candle, by the way, followed by that big up band. So you got the opposite down. So when I see that, I'm like, yeah, we don't get much during, after the halving red months. Look at this. So this is during the sideways version before the actual rise. So we had, we went into our bear market. There's that. But we don't have many red months. This is usually the last dump. And that's what I said earlier. I said this is the last dump, in my opinion. And that's what you're kind of seeing right here. A dump right before the halving. Then the halving happened. Sideways and up. See you later. I don't see us, we've had our down market. We went up. Now we got our 2 candles down. Then off we go. So I think, August is almost over. If we have one more dump, we would probably retest here because you're looking at the monthly cycle. in that that diagonal trend line we see. If we close below the trend line, we are going to see an increase of probably about 29,000. That doesn't mean you're out the gate yet. So maybe next month we go early next month, starting now to go up. Maybe early next month we hit this, and then maybe one last crash. That will be it, in my opinion. Why do I say that? We're close to the halving. We're literally close to the halving. So the most we have before the halving is 3 down months, which is what you see right here. I don't see that happening because this was like a year. Well, this was about 8, 9 months away from the halving. So, I don't want to say. I feel like right now, like we've had all our pain already. And right now, this is like the washing out. So I feel like we're in this phase. We can have another month attached to this, but it's getting a little too late in the cycle. So September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. So we got 8 months left for the halving. Starting next month, 8 months left. So I do feel if we have one more red month, that would be the month to scare everybody, or that was it. Like we saw it already. That was it. So really all we did was just retest. Boop. That right there. So it looked good to me. So weekly, I like to look at weekly charts because it kind of calms it down just a little bit, but still shows you a lot. 300-week moving average is now sitting at 20,979. So just hit 21. The worst case scenario, in my opinion, is this. Like I thought we would have to keep going down, and because I see this formation, I don't think this gets hit. I really don't think this gets hit. It can. It's there. 16,162 as a last resort. 10K and pray, people. It's not happening. No, it's not happening. So,
and can we just verify one thing? Just because, like, I'm arguing and I'm seeing so many people talk about we are in a bear market right now. Next year is going to be full bear market right now. Peeps, there's a few things wrong with that. When the chart overall is going up in green, whether you're going to have corrections or not, that is not a bear market. And second off, I just don't like the mentality behind that, because if you tell yourself you're in a bear market, you're just going to get wrecked because there's so much opportunity. So viewers, just explain your perspective on what is a bear market. People say we're in a bear market right now. People say we're in a bear market next year. And that's just not true, in my opinion.
The true bear market is, for crypto, has always been the 200-week moving average. When you're below the 200-week moving average, you're in the bear market. However, for the last 2 years, I've been explaining that the 200-week moving average is never what to go off of. It's always, now it's officially the 300-week moving average. I've spoke that over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. I don't need to keep repeating myself. We're above the 300-week moving average. We're in a bull market. That's the.
And just showing too, like in 2020, they were saying, well, before the halving, or the year of the halving, it's going to go down. Yes, we're probably going to have a buy the rumor, sell the news dip in the halving. So when I was looking at 2020, it dropped all the way down to about just under 6,000 Bitcoin. And then by December, we were close to a $20,000 Bitcoin. Above it, we were actually above $20,000 Bitcoin. So that's still a 4x.
This is why everyone's saying, you probably heard it during this week, where we're like, we're in a bear market, blah, 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 is because of it went below the 200-week moving average. But, it's been going below the 200-week moving average a lot. So, like, I see what they're saying, but they don't see what I've been saying all this time. So it's that simple. They just believe, or, it is what it is. You should be looking at, in my opinion, how I do things. I won't say you should be, but how I do things right now, it's the 300 week that matters the most. And everything's been lining up to that. And as long as we're above this line, we can come back and retest this. This is, in my opinion, is the bull market line. That is fine. Look at during the 200 week average back in 2016, 17. I'll explain what I'm saying, because everyone's all about the 200 week moving average. And most people came in crypto in 2017. So that's why this narrative was presented to them over and over and over and over again. So as you saw, during the cycle of when the 200 week moving average, it tested it once and it just really kept kind of like trying to test it, but it stayed above it. And as you can see, tested twice, tested third, broke through. Now we change that to the 300 week average. Once it broke through, which is right here, it was over, in my opinion. This is why I said it's all about the 300 week average only matters. So now we look at the 300 week moving average. It should repeat what it did back in 2016, 2017. Because it's the new way to go. So this is the only reason why I say it is possible we hit the 400 week average. Tested it once, goodbye, broke through it, came back positive off of it, and then it could be testing it a second time. If it doesn't test it a second time, it's probably going to wait for this thing to kind of go up before it tests it. We got 8 months to test it. 8 months from there, like look, let's see where it was at 8 months ago. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 months ago was at $17,000. So right now it's at 21. So maybe it waits. It goes up in here to where it tested it up in here in this area. Maybe 30,000 is the retest area. But either way, like I still think we're going to be in this section come halving. So whatever happens down here doesn't matter, because in my opinion, I really, 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 truly believe we'll be in this section come halving. What happens after that, that's where it's going to get very interesting. But we're going to fill this space out come halving.
Yeah.
People are going to be like, oh, we're going to a new all-time high. It might peak up a little bit and then get monster pushed down. But, this is the time where the speculation, where people get excited and like, oh, we're getting, it's the bull runs here. And once that bull runs here, we're in this area, the 40, maybe the $50,000 area. Maybe it gets a little crazy with that ETF. But I think we'll be up here no matter what. We're stair-stepping our way along.
So based on history, what were we looking at in 2019, 8 months before the Bitcoin halving? Where were we at on the chart?
So the Bitcoin halving, let me check real quick. 2020.
I believe it was end of April.
2020 Bitcoin halving date was May 11th.
May, okay.
So May.
So that would be basically October, right?
Oh.
October 25th, 2019.
6,000.
6,000. And we dipped down.
So we haven't created our low yet back then.
Gotcha. Yeah, it does. It looks a little different. We had a nice run up before then.
So we dipped and everyone thought that was it. And it was it, because this is a higher low. So this didn't go down lower than this. It went all the way up into 13,000. I do remember people talking like, like this is it, because it was we were getting too close to the halving. And then we dropped down to here, and then that was the halving right here. 9,000. So about half of the price of the high was where we were at about the halving. So that's why I think that, we hit 70,000, 35,000. about half. Like, there's a reason for my rhyme, bro. Like there's a reason stuff. Like
And in that box is the halving, because someone's
Yeah.
asking viewers should add a halving on his chart. But
literally
that
said
box,
that literally says this section by halving. The halving is right here. So the worst case scenario by right here, we're going to be somewhere within this box. 35,000 is the half price of the last high, just like it's half the price of every pretty halving where it's at. So I think anytime within here, we might flirt with it higher than this by the halving. So anywhere from this to this. So that's this episode. So March, April is going to be the halving in 2024.
man, these guys are bearish, man. Capitulation is on the way. I don't think so.
They want lower prices. They missed the boat, and they didn't listen to me. They're probably fudding me, calling me a scammer, backing these prices, saying I was doing this, doing that. But the funny best part about this is I told you about this line right here. Long time ago, December of 2021, and it came all the way down a year later, January of 2023. Actually, 2 years later. 2 years later, I said this. Or 2 years earlier, I said this. And there's a tweet out there that literally talk about watching the 300-week moving average. So if you're waiting and hoping for lower prices, if you're following, should have had it right down in this area. But you weren't, so
That's all right.
You're still following the crowd, still being sheep.
Let's take a look at the PulseChain chart.
PulseChain.
PulseChain with a nice, hopefully not a relief pump. Hopefully the bottom is in and we are working our way back up. But that could go lower. I'll agree with that.
You're going to get a bounce. Like I said, you're going to come down to this area, and you're definitely going to get a bounce. What I would like to see, it would be very, 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 very beautiful if we got, I'm going to pre-draw it. Don't get all bent out of shape if it doesn't happen. Ugh, wrong button. This is what I would like to see. Let's change that here. Let's make you green. We're going to make you a bullish pattern. Bam. You'll do this all live so you guys know I'm not, oh, he added it to it. And you can see what I'm trying to predict. I want this to be a shoulder. I want this to be a long head with a big ass neck up into here. And I would like to see this happen over here, coming into Richard Hart's situation of an inverse head and shoulders. If this were to happen, we would be targeted
10x.
Hell no. Getting a little crazy with that one. You would see a target back above 5. Yay. So, that's slowly getting there. We got a lot of working up to do, but that's what I want to see. that would be a start, by sometime in September and making our way back up. So that's what I would want to see right now. We just bounced off this level, which every level that I have down here will be a bounce. So don't get too excited. Just like I said, when we break it, we're going to text the next level. And then you usually see a bounce at every level. So you saw a little bounce right here, but it's got sliced through. And then I want to see another bounce right here, and that's what we're getting right here. So I do think we're oversold on this part. Like this is
ridiculous.
This is dreadful. So it looks rough, but zoom out. Zoom out. That's a lot of red weeks. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's a lot of red weeks. So we've only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks that are green. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks that were red. So for the most part, it's been a bloodbath for any PulseChain.
Yeah, but did you see the that chart that's going around of Ethereum, and basically the beginning of Ethereum and the beginning of PulseChain very similar?
You mean the stuff I've been talking about for the last 5 months?
Oh yeah.
There's a reason why my chart was October, November. It's because of the PulseChain chat. I mean, you can go to our chart, our talks, 4 weeks ago, a month ago.
Oh yeah.
No,
I mean, you've been talking about it forever, and obviously based on history, that's what it's showing.
Yep. So
let me see if I can.
However, the only downside to that is investors were never down. So you got to be realistic in your analysis. No, the Ethereum people weren't down on their sacrifice or their ICO at any point in time. There was one exchange that went down to 15 cents. I want to say it was PoloniX, but outside of that, they were always up in value. So can't really say it's too similar in that mindset. Chart might look slightly the same, but really it would have to be, the price would have to go 10x from sacrifice price, then go down and still be above the sacrifice price to really give you the same feeling. So a lot of people like to, Ethereum did the same thing, but I can promise you one thing, the way you feel and the way those Ethereum investors are feeling are completely different during that though.
Because Ethereum they were never in a loss.
Nope, they were never in a loss. So.
Yeah. I mean, you guys aren't in a huge loss.
You
guys aren't in a huge loss.
A lot of people are.
Yeah.
A lot.
Audit the Hex Orange address. Shout out to Hex Whale Bot for the $20 donation.
Bones.
However,
cost 50 bones for us to go
$30 shy of pulling up a chart. But we appreciate the super chat 100%. And just pDAI in a what's up?
I said I like HOA. Cool people.
Just kind of shifting over to talking about pDAI and Atropa. Obviously, we did watch this video, but this video is very well clipped right here. And I'm just going to pull that up for us to watch real quick because it's only 15 seconds. But everything that we have talked about, all the clues we have put together, what we've figured out, how Atropa is, messing.
Not cutting that so early, man. Why are you cutting that so early? We got some other things to talk about.
Well,
that's
okay.
Bigger at a time.
All right. Well, we're 30 minutes in. So, all right. Well, I got that video on standby then. Why don't we talk about then some Ethereum projects?
And get them lights up too. Talk that about the pDAI. I know y'all in here.
They want to hear that pDAI, man.
Oh.
We got a ride or dies in the house for pDAI. However,
the new Pepe, man.
V-Roots faded at first.
I mean,
bro.
I'm gonna tell you what I think about the new Pepe, man. Like I'll be straight up about it. It's gonna do well.
You almost
I
flooded me out of my back.
I don't think it does as well as the old Pepe.
But if it can do half of what the old Pepe did, I mean, that's big.
50 to 80 million market cap, and then I'll be
It's right there
to see what happens. So, like, as you can see, it went to 43 million market cap, and everyone just sold. And
did you click on the chart?
Huh?
We don't see the chart.
Oh, did I not?
No.
I didn't even know I was still showing the stream. My fault.
You want me to bring it up? It's right there, 3 down.
I got it right. So, I don't even know if it really hit 49 million market cap.
It hit 44.
Yeah, there we go. So, like, the typical degen shit, like, hit the 50 mil, sell. So here's the thing, man. This is why I like it as opportunity, but I'm not going to get too close. The reason why I don't want to get too close is because I know how degens are. And they just don't know how to hold for a long time for the most part. Now, I do know there's a community being built on it, and I'm in, just so y'all know, I am in. But I am very skeptical that they can do what the other Pepe did. And the reason why I'm skeptical is because the real Pepe, the reason why it pumped so hard is not because of the community, it's because of the VC companies. We already saw the shadiness going on with it. And that was the reason why it pumped so hard and did what it did. It wasn't because people bought and held. No, they're pumping that shit. The VCs.
Well, yeah, they were pumping it, and then people were FOMOing. But then my question is, Beards, we see Pauly exposing all the Pepe team. These are young kids, bro. They're like 23 years old. Why would a VC company pick them? Is it a relationship, an uncle? Hey, make a coin. Like, what do you think the connection is? Or did they just see Pepe and they said, hey, let's get behind this without the developers even knowing what was going on?
I don't know. It's pointless drama, to be honest with you. I don't know. Don't care. I just know that the chart is not pumping the way the regular Pepe was pumping. Unless a VC company gets behind it. So that's what I'm saying. It's possible, but I'm a little less, exchanges are involved and all that stuff. So, like, unless they delist the old Pepe and start listing the new Pepe, then you have something. But if you don't get that, I just don't see it. It has to do away with the old Pepe. That's the only way this thing just super moves. Because then that means VC companies are getting behind it. That means exchanges are getting behind it. So they're going to add to the pumping. And then it goes to levels you never thought it would go to. And the crazy thing happens. But at the moment, if they're not, if the exchanges are like, well, we're not getting rid of all these tokens, it's just freaking just ending it and taking a loss. That's just the reality. It's in the hands of the degens, and there's just not enough money in crypto now. There's not enough retail money in crypto now to take that to the next level. So, and with that said, a massive buy just happens. Of 17.
Yeah. How much?
17 ETH.
Wow. So listen, man.
Somebody's watching the show.
Listen, my speculation on this is, I saw this. It was at a $4 or $5 million market cap. I did nothing big because, that is when I saw the original Pepe. And I was like, I would kick myself in the ass if I missed the second Pepe and I saw it at the same market cap because there was some cope involved. It was just I never thought a coin that's been recycled 5-6 times was going to pump that hard. Now, however, my speculation on the new Pepe is there's a bunch of pissed off Pepe investors who have become, millionaires or hundreds of thousandaires, and they know their bags are going to get dumped. They know there's 15 million sitting there that is eventually going to get dumped, in theory, hypothetically, allegedly. And, they might want to jump to something that has more possibility to get more gains. Obviously, the old Pepe is sitting around somewhere around $350 million market cap. So, and I agree with B-Roots that they are going to need some VC help or some other outsider money because retail's not here right now, as far as the masses that can make coins pump in the billions. But if enough like pissed off investors say, hey, let's all jump on the new Pepe. They have their groups, they have their thing. And then even if they take out 50% of their bag and they put it in this Pepe, you see the volume. The volume is holding above 20 million. Now, I know there's sandwich bots that definitely inflates, the volume unnaturally. That's not real volume. But with that being said, it's one of the highest volume coins that we have seen, and it just chilled at 5 million. Boom, shot up to 44. Now it's correcting at 26 million, and the chart looks good. B-Roots, you got to say, like, if this thing breaks all-time high again and goes,
it's going to 80 if it breaks out. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see this. Now, there was a coin back in the last bull market that did similar. YFI. So YFI was a DeFi summer coin, and that took off like crazy. It only had like a supply of like 36,000, and I remember getting into that thing, riding that bad boy up, and it ended up being like $100,000 plus coin. So made a lot of people gain. But there was something that like happened with YFI, and then they literally shut off and forked it, and it made it a YFI 2. YFI went into the billions of market cap. YFI 2 went to 300 million market cap. So that was a scenario where the community broke off and was like, no, we don't like this, created their own, and went up to crazy numbers. So there is a history of this doing that. The only difference, man, is like that was like the height of the bull market. There's a lot of money involved getting thrown around, and everyone thinks we're still in the bear market.
Yeah, so, we're still in a bear. Full bear. This is the words of a guy who's been in crypto 7 years. He says, proclaims to be a successful crypto guy, whatever. He said we will be in the full bear all next year. If Bitcoin 3X is next year or 2X, that's to me is not nothing. And we barely have a green day, and you see meme coins pumping into the millions and soon hundreds of millions. So,
and here's the funny thing with Pepe. There's a coin called GEKE.
Yeah, I like this.
It's funny. Like it's a lot of pumping and dumping going on. Like it is crucial. Like wow, like boom, and then dies, and then boom, and dies. Now it's boom. But forget what it is. Once again, I am into this coin too. It looks like it just doesn't want to die. But let me show you something. It's funny.
And while you're looking at that, the website's down, or it's not down, but it's, I don't know.
Back in May 7th, these guys doxed the Pepe founder. And there's a Medium article explaining basically everybody talking about what people are talking about now with facts and numbers.
And now Paulie is
Pepe killer. They're considering themselves the Pepe killer. So the funny thing is like for this whole time, they have literally been telling me with Spaces calls, telling people, hey, these guys, look, Pepe team exposed as pedophiles and rudders. That was May 9th.
Yeah,
these guys were on it. Yeah, these guys were on it way before. Now all of a sudden they start dumping. Everybody wants to come out and talk about them now. If they never dumped anything that these guys said back in May, which is the same stuff people are shouting now, would have just been swept under the rug. But because they decided to dump their bag, now everybody's coming out.
And someone on the team bought like a 700 or like an 800,000 purple Lamborghini classic and just started like flaunting it.
Well,
and they're dumping.
I'm just saying, like, that's why I talked about GEKE the other day, because I was like, GEKE is really the true Pepe killer, because they were talking about it months ago.
And going back to the new Pepe, like you, B-Roots, I don't want to get close to it. Like, you're not going to, like, I tweeted about it at a $4 million market cap. You would have been up, that would have been a quick 10x for you, 11x if you listen. But you guys probably faded it. That's all right. There'll be more.
I faded it, but here's the thing. All I did was just put way more money.
Yeah.
Now I'm back up the rail. I was like,
yeah.
I'll see what happens. Like, I'll
chasing it's a little dangerous, but
I don't like to see a doji on that big blow up top, but it looks like it wants to go again.
But at the same time, I'm not going to be all about the new Pepe. You're not going to see me going hard about this just because I don't know much about this. And apparently the team burnt their tokens, but the Pepe community is strong and big. And if a bunch of FUD comes out and this comes out to be some kind of scam, which I'm not saying it is, it's just I don't want to be involved in this. Like, I'll invest in it. I'll talk about it a little bit, but I'm not getting involved with these guys just because it's just, I don't know. You're trying to take over a big community using the exact same name. Like, I guess it's for the community, but at the same time, if these Pepe developers dump and get out, I think the community will take it over like they have, and they'll run it up. So I don't know. It's interesting.
They can, because they do have the money too. They do have the money too, but they all got to be on the same page,
which is real hard in crypto.
It's tough. I get it. I mean, you are a VC when you own, millions of dollars of Pepe on the other Pepe. So, like, but do everybody else get on the same page? Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
That's it. Hey, man, I'm in, but my rope is very short.
And that's the same thing with the new Pepe. Like, does everyone come together and say, all right, we're pissed off at the developers. There's a new Pepe. It's sitting at a $30 million market cap. Let's all go over there and pump that up. You're not going to get everyone on board with that.
Doesn't look like it, especially when you see this.
Where are you seeing that? On the 12-hour?
That's the 1 hour, but you'll see it big time on the 4 hour. You see the big sell off, and then you try to go up, got sold off, try to go up, got sold off. So, like, it's accumulating up high, though, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's not breaking that level. So it's actually what you're seeing here is a true flag. Bring it down to the 1 hour.
You're on your Twitter.
Oh. There you go. It's good.
I'm so tired of Pepe. Good God. Yeah, man. I mean, that's the thing, though. Frogs are the meta. Will they be the meta this bull run? Probably part of it, but maybe not the full thing. There might be something else emerging. And I hear you, man. You're gonna see Pepe coins come out. They're gonna be flying. B-Roots is here. I see Coach X backstage. But there is money to be made on frog coins. Yeah. And I like this was wise words of B-Roots. You might hate the meta, but you're gonna lose gains if you don't if you try to fight it.
I'm gonna tell you straight up. Ian told me, he gave me a text message. I said, I'm out. And the exact same thing I said to you is while I was out. I changed my mind and I put 5 figures in the other day. I'm up, sitting real nice. So I wouldn't have put 5 figures in at a $3-4 million market cap. But I changed my mind. And it was a bullish chart. So therefore, I threw in. I'm in.
But
that's how you gotta play it. It's just crypto. Like, you gotta play that.
And do you remember too, B-Roots? Remember when I was like, bro, when that Bitcoin coin and XRP, all those were pumping into hundreds of millions, and I'm like, this is the stupidest meta, Harry Potter, blah blah blah, Jason Inu, all this crap, and then B-Roots like, dude, don't fight the trend, and that's when we aped into SHIB, and it was Nicolas Cage, Waluigi, Elmo, 42069, Inu, let's go, yeah. I still got it. And I aped into that, and we did like a good, 15, 20x. So You know, I stopped fighting the meta, even though I hated it, and I made gains. So, good God, maybe consider that. But we got Coach X in the back. We're about 45 minutes into the stream. I want to play that video at some point, but you want to bring up Coach X first?
Yeah, let's talk about Richard Hart before we're gonna bring him up. Let's talk about Richard Hart here.
Okay.
He has his case on November 28th, and it shows here. You can't see that, so let me share that screen. Coach, I don't know if you know, but your mic is still off,
and I can't see you.
Is my camera not working? How's my mic?
It's a black screen, blacker than me right now.
Well, I might have no video right now. I just had to jump in the car. I had to take one of my little ones somewhere. But
okay,
how's it going? I've been
good.
Listening to the whole stream, guys.
Nice.
Okay.
So yeah, we got Richard Hart. The 28th, they go over their scheduling order. Basically, it's not the actual case. It's kind of the start of the case where they talk about timelines and talk about everything that's going on in the case. In my opinion, maybe they talk about a settlement, get stuff pumping. So all that stuff goes down on November 28th, 2023. But in the meantime, one day later, we get some information that, let me get this from, let's see here. We'll go to pDAI. It's just easier. Let me find, because I like their page. Dip Catcher goes 3 days ago, the PulseX factory contract veto setting was changed from blah, 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 the burn and buy contract to zeros. This means that the PulseX buy and burn fee is no longer activated. To check for any changes to the value recently, I looped through a few blocks over the past few weeks and saw that had been set to buy and burn contract up until block 181.34125 when it was switched to the zero address. People had noticed a slowdown in the amount of burn figure, and when I looked, I saw the last time it ran was about 24 hours ago. I attempted to run it on a random samples of LP tokens held in the contract, which threw an error, slippage too high. What this means to me is that the last of the LP tokens of pools with thick enough liquidity to support the slippage limit in the buy and burn function has been run out, but existing LP tokens could cause too high slippage, so the transaction fell. There are currently 11,237 unique liquidity pool tokens in the buy and burn contract. The way buy and burn works is someone runs and converts, then it pulls the liquidity, swaps the two tokens for Rat Pulse, and then swaps the Rat Pulse for PulseX, then burns PulseX. The slippage is calculated in the swap for Rat Pulse step. The slippage limit can be overwritten by the contract owner for select pairs, however. Slippage limit can be overwritten by the contract owner for select pairs, however. No clue why this was turned to the zero address. The fee setter can always turn it back to the existing buy and burn contract, or even switch it to a new buy and burn contract. Q in the conspiracy theories. So, 9-inch Capital, probably one of the part of the lead specialists on the pDAI research, says important PulseX update on PulseChain. Is RH about to send fees to an address that collateralizes a native stablecoin? Richard Hart knows that pDAI is shared service for the ecosystem. The more we trade, the more independent we come. Resume the pegging Atropa. So there is a lot of speculation going on right now of who, what, and most important, why this is happening or could be happening. Your thoughts, Coach?
Well, also I was like, what was the dip catcher I was looking at, and went through every single block that he went through, and kind of just wanted to dot the T's and dot the I's, make sure that dip catcher was doing everybody a due diligence and doing homework before spitting out some other outrageous things about pDAI or the whole concept behind the matter, but that's something else. But basically, what I see that could basically operate in the sense, we did have a conversation with 9-inch Capital and everybody else of the guys, and we are kind of like trying to like really think about if this could really happen. And at the end of the day, the founder of a project can do literally anything to a certain project to benefit the whole community and for his baby. So what you say, catalyzation of fees going to a certain wallet, is there a possibility? 100% correct. I think there is actually, going back to looking at what BSC did with their BUSD coin, kind of like did the same kind of thing by changing some of the dynamics of everything going on. So 100% there's a good possibility there.
Now, is it also, there is that possibility that they're just upgrading the system and turning something off for a reason, maybe a V3, or just maybe like they could be, I don't want to say this, just doing updates. Maybe they're doing, maybe there's going to be a single size staking coming through, or they just turned it off for to fix things. Possible, but you can't rule out pDAI.
Facts.
And you can't roll it out. And the main reason why I can't say you can't roll it out is because Richard Hart knows pDAI. Whether he made it, created, or not, he knows about it. Everybody knows about it. Atropa and pDAI are one of the top trading pairs in the whole ecosystem. The reality, nobody outside of Hexicans care about Hex. They're not buying Hex. They're buying pDAI. They're buying Bitcoins and other Bitcoins and stuff and trading on that. They don't care about PulseX. Most people in crypto do not care about decentralized exchange that's already a hundreds of millions of dollars of market caps. They are able to get it in the low market caps. They care about it. They'll ride Uniswap because they got it for free. That's different. But any other DEX back in the day, it was all about getting it before it got hot, and then it goes up in value, and you're all about it, and you sell it and move on.
Yep.
So no one truly cares about PulseX outside of those who sacrifice. That's just a fact. Whether you want to agree with it or not, go ahead. You got your YouTubers, you got your streamers right now, your Twitter influencers talking about how it's the most bullish thing. I get it. You want to pump your bags. Trust me, I get it. But the reality of the situation is the only thing hot on PulseChain at the moment, it's not famous, fiat. It's not fiat. No one cares about that shit. Ain't nobody buying that. It's not.
Well, it said leverage trading is not available yet. It's coming soon.
I thought it was available. I thought it went live. But either way, what I'm saying is like that they're not coming for that right now. Most meme coins aren't really doing well with volume. HOA is doing well. It's gathering a community.
Shout out to Ted DeFi.
HOA and pDAI. And pDAI being a stable coin, and we know that Richard Hart's talking about stables a lot. That, in my opinion, is the hottest thing on PulseChain right now. So he knows about pDAI, and he's been known in the history of PulseChain, which is a very short history, to go in the flow where something is hot. We saw it happen with Wrap Bitcoin. We saw it happen with Pepe. And I think we could see it very soon with pDAI.
Well, let's hear it from Richard Hart's words exactly. Now, granted, this video is a little ways back.
And risk having your users sue them.
Can you guys hear this?
Yeah.
I have and risk having your users sue them. I have no idea, but we're going to find out real soon. There's some really algorithmic stablecoin is going to be worth more because they don't require a dollar bank account to back them. Don't know. I can't wait to find out. This is going to be crazy. How many people are going to spend their time being rewarded as a liquidity provider to arb the difference between ETH versions of tokens and Pulse versions of tokens? And how big does that market get? What is, you're just like, wow, there's a lot of really cool stuff going on here that's never been done before. This is innovation. This is going to be exciting. And risk having their users sue them.
There you have it.
And like right there, just
We're gonna
speaks
find out
volumes.
real soon. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, this is going to be it's like with that video, it just speaks volumes first off and foremost, and especially when I listened to that for the first time, it just gave me a little bit more sense of calmness and my emotional type of, like, I don't know, trading in crypto kind of just demorphed in a sense. And the reasons for that was I was already providing liquidity for pDAI, and I started providing LP for Atropa and pDAI because I felt like that was going to be like the safest bet. But further on, like hearing that, my LP risk tolerance just went up because I had the understanding, like, if this was a very good possibility of actually happening, if you really think about it, if you had, like, he's talking about LP, and if there was an LP pool between pDAI and let's just say Pulse, for example, and over a 2-year period of time, you was to say, hypothetically, you put $1 million or $1 million pDAI, and you kind of put the same ratio together with Pulse right now, and at the end of the day, there is that possibility. Of course, we're just speculators at this sense, but at the end, you might have a very, very nice stacked bag in LP that you can play around with. And that was a year or two of just collecting fees on a daily basis too. So it's just like, he's just speaking to the choir, but some of the choir of hexicans and PulseChainikins are not listening. So, and they're going to be the ones left out at the end of the day.
Yeah, I've made a comment on my Twitter today. Someone asked me,
I was just about to address this.
what about pDAI? Just because I made a tweet on GEKE, and I was just like, bro, like, can I like tweet about one other thing one time? Like, instantly, it's assumed I sold. Oh, you sold. Oh, there's your answer. Beaver sold his pDAI. I was like, GEKE. Like, I talked about GEKE, and I was like, all of a sudden I sold. But how I look at it is, for that person that thinks I sold, which I haven't sold a single pDAI yet, and I look at it as my upside is way higher than what my downside is. If my downside is I lose a few $1,000. It doesn't even touch my portfolio. I don't care. The upside is a lot of money, even if it just says 10% of a dollar and stabilizes at 10 cents, it's a lot of money for me. Maybe it stabilizes at a penny. It's still, for what I put in, a lot of money. If it stabilizes at a dollar, the call of the century has been already made. So, like, I'd rather lose a couple $1,000s than have the ability to be like, oh, it's going down. And what if it goes down? What if it loses another zero, goes down? That's okay. I like the narrative. Richard Hart's not talking down about it, and I like what I see. So I do what I can do to make it happen. If not, or make it happen, let people know about it. It's a possibility. So
yeah, and I can second that too, guys. I have people saying, "What about pDAI?" Blah 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 on my tweets. Listen, for me, pDAI is either millions or dust. Like it's either gonna go to the moon, like, and I'm gonna cash big, or I'm gonna let it go to zero because, like B-Root said, you don't get narratives like this all the time. Like if this thing goes, we're still 1,000x away from $1. If it does 100x, I'm over doubling, tripling my PulseChain bag. So if I lose a couple $1,000s, that's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm willing to risk it for this narrative that's presented, this opportunity, this speculation. And it just gets more and more real every day. The more we find information, the more we watch Richard Hart videos. So yeah, it's
the hottest coin on the market. I don't even care if liquid loans came out today. It wouldn't even compare. The market wouldn't compare. It just wouldn't. Like it would be a cool thing. I was like, oh yeah, you can take loans to get your PulseChain. Be like, okay, so how much money am I gonna make with that? You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I know there are ways to make money with liquid loans, but there are risks to that. And there's risk to this already also. Like, absolutely, there's risk to it. But for a little bit of amount could change a lot of people's lives. And, you know, the more people that sell, thank you. Because Atropa is going to do its job. The more people that buys, thank you. Because Atropa is going to do its job. The more people that trades it, thank you. Atropa is going to do its job. For me right now, moon or dust. And meanwhile, this is the key factor that no one really pays attention to. I hope it doesn't do it for another year. Why? Taxes, bro. Right now, if I sell and trade my pDAI as where it's at right now, I owe 40% in taxes, being the higher tax bracket taxpayer. So do I do that or wait a year and see that bad boy cut in half and I get another double? Let's just say I have 20 million pDAI. And let's just say it happens next month. And I want to sell 10 million pDAI. I say I take half. I owe the government almost $4 million from that 10. So I cash in 6. Or you wait a year, I cash out half. Instead of that $4 million, I owe them 2. $2 million is a lot of people. But not everyone pays taxes, so I get how they get it. Man, you don't pay taxes. I get it. I get it. I support Uncle Sam. I get it. But here's the next thing.
Move to Puerto Rico.
Here's the next thing. They don't bother me. They ain't knocking on my door. They ain't got nothing to hide. So that's just real life, real stuff. And I'm living the life. So I'm cool. I ain't got to live my life like this every 2 seconds. I'm cool with it.
Coach, what's your thoughts on it? I know we talked on your Twitter space the other night. You know, you kind of had a prediction of, you know, it just depends on the community of how fast this thing could possibly peg. Why don't you speak on that a little?
Yeah. So some of the things that I've talked about on numerous Twitter spaces, I feel like I should start getting paid for it, but I'm just playing. But basically what I've been trying to like coach and teach people. Of course, nothing's financial advice, but
That's
like,
why you the coach.
I know, but that's why it's a very smart way, because if you really look at the so go to the pDAI chart, and I want to be very specific on give you guys a visual of what the community community really needs to come down to. So I with pDAI, I came down to my 4 conclusions of my strategy, and people can copy it. It's a very smart strategy because I think I've only been wrecked once. So with my strategy is I have my long term, and for my risk tolerance, my long term is my LP pairs. I think I might be going over those LP pairs tonight on I'm hosting another Twitter space with Hodlnomics. But basically, long term is my LP. One of the one pairs that I keep on just bagging in because I feel like it's the safest bet or play.
We lost you there.
Lost you, coach.
He's probably going to say die to a Atropa pair. Would be my guess.
We had a comment saying on the 4 hours is a bullish engulfing candle.
What's the low of that red candle?
This one right here?
Yeah.
644.
No, it's not. I see a 7 there. The low. No. The low of the previous.
Oh, this one?
Yes. 7525. What's the
Yep.
low of what's the low of the candle right now? No, it's not bullish engulfing candle.
Not yet.
It's got no, like it's gotta go lower than the previous candle.
It went a little bit lower. It's pretty even.
No, it didn't go lower. You just read me a higher low.
Gotcha.
You go to the previous red candle. The low is, bro, what are you doing?
Right here?
No, the previous red candle. The candle
Okay.
before that one. Previous means the one before. Not 2 before, 1 before. There we go. The low is 7525. Now the low of this candle is 7559. So it's not you gotta go lower than the candle.
Gotcha.
I'll give an example of a bullish engulfing candle. Let's see here. Go on the 1 hour.
I'm looking at your chart.
So you see that red candle, that big low red candle?
Which one? The one to the one to the left?
Well, I can't see what. Here, let me share screen.
You are.
Is that me or you?
That's you.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. I'm like, bro.
I switched over, bro.
Oh, I didn't know you switched over.
Yeah. I was like, show me.
All right. So right here is a bullish engulfing candle. So you see where it closed at? This candle went lower than the previous candle and closed higher than the close. And what happened following that?
Bullish.
So that's a bullish engulfing candle. On the reverse side, see if I can find one that reverses it. Probably not.
Shout out to Ted DeFi. 225 people in the chat with only 113 likes. Bump that shit.
This is a bearish engulfing candle. It went higher than the previous candle, but look where it closed. It closed lower than that. And guess what happened?
So, but barely higher.
It doesn't matter. It
Okay,
traded higher than the previous candle.
Gotcha.
Lower than the previous candle and closed up. Look at this right here. Closed lower than the candle, engulfed the whole candle and closed. But overall, it corrected a little bit, but the overall trend of that created a higher
bullish.
So this is not On the 1 hour, it can, if we kind of close up here, then you engulf the whole candle, and therefore you're ready to go.
Yep.
This bullish engulfing candle. There's the low. It traded lower than it. It reversed it, engulfed and closed that whole candle prior, and then went higher.
Coach, we got you back.
All right, where did we leave off? Because I was doing the monologue and didn't know I got disconnected.
You were talking about the I forgot.
You were talking about which pair.
With the pDAI chart.
Yeah, so just
go
ahead. Yeah.
Well, you were just saying which pair is kind of your secret, and B-Root's guessed it was what'd you say, Atropa to pDAI?
Yeah, gosh darn. Dang.
I know he got you, bro.
That was like 5 minutes long. I didn't look down. I'm like, what's going on? Just kidding. But anyways, yeah. So basically, I'm at the beginning. So
yeah.
All right. So long-term LP Atropa pDAI pool is going to be going up and down because you can look at the chart and Atropa interacts with pDAI. So that would be on the long-term play with the LP game. Something where you can just add on to it, compound, just don't even touch it. The reason why I put my long-term plays in LP because I have an itch when I see money somewhere. I want to pull it out, and essentially I do not want to do that with the pairs, those two pairs, because I feel like Atropa is going into $100 billion market cap, and pDAI is going to be connected to basically the whole ecosystem of PulseChain itself. That's just my opinion. But and then also I have my kind of my mid-turn or mid bag where I'm kind of going arbitraging from basically pDAI to Atropa to possibly down or teddy bear. It's a very small bag, but that's just to try to amorph my long-term LP bags as much as possible. But also I have my short-term where I just trade the pDAI chart. It's the easiest chart to do. If you look at it, there's so many trend lines. There's so many things that are coming into play. And then also, if you look at the buys and sells, so this is a really good thing if we got the community behind it. If we have 11,000 people trading the chart, that's just going to get the mechanism of Atropa to start going faster. That's what 9inch was actually saying in his tweet. The reason for that, if you look at the buys and sells right now, there's more buys. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is there there's more
slightly more buys than sells. There's 3,320. Hold on. Yeah, 24 hours. 3,320 buys and 3,249 sales. So it's very
yeah. So there's more buys than sells. So when I'm looking at that, and coming to the understanding of what Atropa is doing after sells, there's 100 or not 100, but 10 to 20 buys. It could be small amounts or something like that. And when we had that 126% in less than 6 hours, there is probably almost 2 to 3 times sells than buys. So whenever you look at, if you want to do this way when you're trading and you don't want to DCA down, you what you say, B-Roots, DCA up. Once you see the switch of more sells than buys, maybe that's when you start trading it.
Yeah.
So I just try to tell people, have your long term, but also it's a very tradable chart. Of course, be smart. Don't get wrecked. If you do get wrecked, don't come crying to me.
Blame it on coach.
Don't worry. It's on me, and
They'll blame it on Coach. They'll blame it on me. They'll blame it on B-Roots. It's all good. Coach,
But
quick
that's
question
fine.
too.
Go for it.
Is 9" all for pDAI? Are they pro pDAI?
No, 9 inches.
No,
9
I'm
inches
saying
is
the
a
guy.
No, 9 inches is a guy on Twitter.
Oh, okay. It's not like Hexy Bastard.
No.
Okay, never mind.
You just explained yourself real well.
What? Bro, they have the same name.
Anyway, what's the fees looking like on Atropa to pDAI with it being so thick? Because you can't necessarily see that, can you? Do they have anything where you can actually see what you're actually gathering?
So like on the V2 side of things?
Yeah.
So I pulled up the liquidity pair on PulseX. So make sure you're looking at the right pair. The right pair, I think, has roughly, if I haven't looked at the LP pools today, but I think it has 130K to 165K in that pool.
Oh, I'm talking about Atropa DAI.
Yeah, that pool?
Yeah.
The V2?
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, that pair is on PulseX, but it shows how many people.
Oh, that's V1. I got what you're saying. Yeah, I'm thinking of V1.
Yeah, go to V2, and then but basically the last time I seen it, the ROI or the annual ROI that it usually shows, it shows a 0, and then also the 24-hour volume and all that kind of stuff also says 0. But as you go down and you look at the transactions going in between the pairs, you can literally see the transactions going through. So there are transactions going between pDAI and Atropa. So
it's just not a lot. Now, I mean, what you're basically speculating is that later, right now you could be getting a lot of fees just sitting there. But if this is what it ends up being, they're all going to go up together because it's the safest pair. And if it is what it is, then you're just sitting there accumulating more of what you want.
And you're DCAing basically too.
And you're DCAing at a very, very low price. So you're hoping, in the minds of a beginner who doesn't know, I'm just trying to speculate, and even trying to talk in their language. So basically, you're hoping that, hey, Atropa is going to be higher than the price today. You believe that DAI is going to be higher than the price today. And meanwhile, you're able to attract fees and DCA now as we speak, then do it later once Papa Richard Hart says something that everyone wants to run to.
Yeah, 100%. And I don't know, it's just exciting times, and going into like the Telegram, usually it's very not mellow, but like it's one of the most organic communities I've been a part of. There's a lot of people, of course, and are like, when we pegging, and it's just like when you start telling your friends about it.
Yeah.
So
Rich is he's gonna wait to see how how high, if he knows about this and he's gonna work towards it happening. He's not gonna do it right away. I don't think he does it right away. I think he hints to things and he slowly does things, but I don't think it just happens right away. I think it's gonna happen more closer to bull market time before he even says something. Like I would say having time before he even says something about it. And if he says something earlier, sweet. But my expectations is that we're not going to know the full go of this. I would say around having time.
Well, I also I just think he's not even going to say shit at the about it. I don't think he says anything
until after
And-
his case, I would say, right?
Oh yeah, of course, and just be like, so I made 50,000 millionaires. What did you do?
Yeah. What did you do? Nothing.
So I don't know. And then the whole AI thing that we found and with that video,
Yeah.
that's something to just like scratch your head about. I don't know if we want to bring that up, but
What is it? Which one? I might have missed that one.
Explain it to B Roots because he was.
so
He had
basically,
some questions.
new to one of the researchers just started going after Richard Hart was like talking about AI and put some of my tweets in there and have it explain it or something like that.
I've heard that.
You heard it?
Yeah.
You want to talk about it or no?
Yeah, sure. No, yeah, go
Okay.
ahead. Finish.
So basically, it's anybody can watch the video. It's actually pinned on the Telegram as well. But he just started asking a lot of questions. It's like an 8-minute video, by the way. So if I don't get everything correct or articulated about it, but basically, long story short, the AI basically said that Atropa was going to be, it was talked about in January 2022. It actually pulled up a tweet of Richard Hart talking about Atropa. But when he went to be like, where did you get this information from? Then the AI was like, oh, the tweet was deleted or something like that. Then also, part of it was there was a YouTube video that was also deleted that AI said Atropa was brought up talking about some kind of mechanism to, I don't know. Basically, it was talking about the same thing was happening right now, where with the ERC-20s. But in that YouTube video was with hexologists. I'm gonna stop it right there because I don't want to go into.
Yeah, this is what
watch
we'll
the
do.
video.
This is what we'll do. Everyone, you can watch the video on yourself. If you type in Zach, he was on our channel not too long ago. Give him a subscribe. He's got 79 subscribers. Should have more than that, and maybe he'll have other videos coming up in the future. And so, if you type in the search bar Zach Atropa, you'll get the video pop up. So this is what his channel looks like. This is his first channel, and he just popped it up. He was doing some research 3 days ago. It's got 929 views, and we can play it right here. Let's just play it right here, and then
all right, Richard Hart here, Dad.
I don't think I can hear it though. Can you guys hear it?
I can hear it.
Yeah, you're good.
It sucks for me, but I can't hear it. So here, I'll play it, and then you guys go with it. Go do that.
All right, guys.
How can you not hear it?
I've got it on my computer speakers. I don't have my
telling us
earbuds
to
in.
use AI, right?
They died.
Paste a tweet about
Probably.
Bing or Claude. Richard Hart here to add value to your life again. So we've been using Claude. We've been asking it all kinds of different things. So I found something very, very interesting. So what is the purpose of Atropa and PDAI on PulseChain? It focuses mostly on Atropa, but goes ahead and talks about all these different things. You can pause it and read this because when I first read this, I'm like, holy shit, this is crazy. It gets crazier. It gets way crazier. So what are the functions of Atropa? Talks about it being a stablecoin, collateral payments, all these different things, right? Okay, so then I'm thinking like what is the source of this information? Like, where is this AI coming up with this? Because I have not been able to find anything online about Atropa, right? We know there's no website, there's no known white paper, there's nothing. Okay, so it says it's still in development, that it doesn't have a direct source, and it's like, okay. So who is the official Atropa development team? This is interesting here. Okay, so it talks about Atropa was first proposed by PulseChain influencers, hexologists, and digital investor in early 2022. So, okay, the domain atropa.io was registered in January 2022. Interesting. Atropa's launch is planned for sometime after PulseChain's mainnet launch, so it's still in early development stages, right? So it's like AI is like accessing some information.
What in the world just happened?
What happened?
I don't know.
It's
I
brutes.
think we lost B Roots. There he is.
That was weird.
Why'd you rug yourself?
I didn't do anything. I was just sitting here watching it. Hold on. I paused it though. What the heck? All right, go see that. Cool. There you go.
Aspect to this whole thing. So then I said, who founded Atropa, right? The earliest mentions appear to come from Hexologist Digital Investor in 2022, right? They don't claim it or whatever. Okay, it talks about these guys, Eric Wall and fucking guy. Okay, so there's no formal team. I'm trying to go quick because there's a lot of data here. So what is the source of the mentions of Atropa by Hexologist, right? I'm like, where did you find? Why are you saying Hexologist? What is that? And then it says there's a YouTube video titled "Atropa will be huge for PulseChain." Digital investor tweet saying Atropa will be the first stablecoin on PulseChain. Telegram group called Atropa PLS. January 2022, Hexologist Digital Investor discussed plans for Atropa. Okay, but this is the craziest part of all this right here. February 6th tweet, RH, PulseChain team. Okay, I never mentioned Richard Hart in this once yet. I haven't said anything about RH, Richard Hart, nothing. It just pulled that out and said that PulseChain team mentions discussions with Hexologist around algorithmic stablecoins like Atropa. So I'm like, what? YouTube video? Give me the link. What are you talking about, right? Okay, so I ask it to give me the link. It gives me the link. Atropa will be huge for PulseChain, says, but it says the video has been deleted. So obviously, yeah, let's open that link in a new tab, and it does. Yeah, it goes to a video that's been deleted. The video is not available anymore. So that's interesting. And then it says on March 30th, another one, Atropa will be massive. And you go to that. That also has been deleted. A video not available. So okay, so that's interesting. So then I'm like, okay, well, how about this tweet from RH? Like, what are you talking about? So I say, can you send me the link? Not only does it send me the link, but it sends me the full text of the tweet from RH's verified Twitter account at Richard Hart Win is. I had an insightful combo with the Hexologist about the mechanics of algorithmic stablecoins today. We discussed the merits of using them as a potential PulseChain stablecoin like Atropa. So, what? Like, what? So, yeah, you try to click this link and it's the same deal. Same deal. RH tweet about Atropa in 2022, February 6th. Is it says it's been deleted down here, like flashes and then goes away, but doesn't exist. There's an actual status number link and everything. So in this tweet, RH confirms having discussions in early February 2022 with Hexologist, right? I asked when it was deleted. It says sometime between when it was posted and now. So then I asked if it's been retweeted. It has been retweeted by MadWeb11, right? And then I asked for another link of it being retweeted. It's been retweeted by ScottySauce74. So then I asked, how many times has this been retweeted? The tweet is 68 retweets, 31 quote tweets, 99 total retweets. The first retweet occurred within minutes after RH posted. So the available data shows RH tweet about Atropa has approximately 99 total retweets, blah, blah, blah. It goes on. And so then I told it that it's been deleted, right? Like I said, this tweet has been deleted. As soon as I said that the tweet was deleted, now it's going, now I feel like it checked now's data. And it's like, oh yeah, this tweet has been deleted. And so therefore it's like not verifiable. Like this isn't, all this information I gave you is not verifiable, because now I started asking, can you send me another link of someone who retweeted? Now it says it doesn't have access to archived retweets for other verifiable examples. And like I ask it, when and where did Digital Investor mention Atropa? I do not have verified examples. So I don't know. I think once I told it that it's been deleted, it's like, oh yeah, it's been deleted. It's not verifiable. So it's interesting. And so I did get a hold of Hexologist. He said he doesn't know what I'm talking about. He said he's never made a video about Atropa. He doesn't know anything about any of it. He said that it was probably fake, or that the AI was like doing something weird, and he basically just said it was fake, and he doesn't know anything about it. And so, I mean, he's cool about it, and just so yeah, I don't know. That's really weird, and I didn't ever make a video about any of that stuff. So I don't know. I tried to use the Wayback Machine to find that tweet. I wasn't able to find it. Maybe somebody else can. And we've had a lot of people in our group using Claude asking similar questions, and no one has gotten this detailed of information. We've gotten things like this, information about what Atropa is and all these like different these collateral payments, trading pair, all these different things. So try it out. I mean, I don't know. RH told us to use AI, and we started using AI, and this is what it's telling me. It's crazy. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know where it got this information about these YouTube videos and this RH tweet. It's all speculation, like always. So that's all I got. Super crazy. Check it out. Maybe Atropa is supposed to be a stable coin. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. This is crazy.
We all hear about
Is that it?
Yo.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely see the comments, AI lies and stuff, but at the same time, why would it make up that tweet? Like that just.
I looked up the tweet. I tried to find, way back and things like that. If it wasn't a thing, the page wouldn't exist. So it was a tweet on something. So whether that's true or not, now we can't verify the YouTube version, but like it was a YouTube. But there was a tweet, and there was something, because it says this, when I looked at other people's names that retweeted it, the page is no longer existed. But when I looked up on Richard Hart's tweet, it was like the tweet is no longer, it's been recently deleted. So it's not like, they're not lies. Like, I don't think it's lies. I don't think it's made up. It's just speculation that just adds to the case that this has been talked about at one point in time or another. So it's just hard to go back and actually prove it.
And then, like, also the way I don't know. I look at it in a different kind of light, because I don't know, I'm ignorant sometimes. But it had dates. It had who it was. It was like he didn't even put in like hectologist's name, Richard's name, or anything like that. So it's kind of like the trying to give an analogy, which is just this is an analogy, but like the opposite scope of things. The government is telling you that there's a deadly ass virus and everybody has to get locked up, and you're not going to go outside. You're not going to be able to go to work, all that kind of stuff. And you're just in disbelief, and you're just still like trying to take it in and like, is this really happening? Type of thing. And then kind of like just kind of blindside you a little bit.
Yeah. So I said, I can't deny it, but I know one thing is like, I can't.
Can you confirm it?
Can't confirm it. Can't confirm it. Can't deny it. So like, in my opinion, it looks, it's speculative, but at the same time, like, why isn't Richard Hart saying anything negative to the downside of like, I don't like stable coins, that blah blah blah? He would hint to it. He's only been hinting to it being a good thing, not the other way around. So for me, I stick with my speculation. I continue doing what I do. When we look at the DAI chart, there is something presenting itself that I would be wrong not to share. It is giving a descending triangle. which actually is
Bullish.
a bearish pattern. However, and it's following it perfectly to the T on the descending. It's being traded that way. However, I think the one thing that I put into speculation of this pattern is that everybody sees it and everybody is going to go to it. And I think those people in the end are going to get wrecked. Mainly because what they don't see is the Atropa part. So this price, to USD, PulseChain kind of looks the same, but they don't see the technicals or the the fundamentals of what's going on with this, with the Atropa. That's to rat pulse. Hold on, sorry. Let's do Atropa. There we go. So they're not paying attention to this thing right here that's happening. So it's going to be a lot less. It's going to be harder to push price up, push price down as this liquidity keeps getting stacked up. So there is a descending triangle technically is going on, but one announcement, one thing, and this thing says goodbye. I thought this was it right here. So what had happened was I had it set right here. And I said, we have broke out of the descending triangle. So it was bullish to me. Like we're ready to go. But as more data points hit, I see that can be done also, which means we're not officially out of it yet. Do that right now. So right now I can do that. I think that matches up. So we got out of it. We closed out of it, but then bam, we closed back into it. Closed out of it, bam, back into it, back down to the level, and now we're heading back up to that level. But what I do like to see is multiple closes over it, which means we're wanting to get there. It's just going to be a point in time where I think there's going to be a lot less sellers than buyers. So I think it plans out. I think it does what a lot of people don't expect it to do. So I think traders do end up getting wrecked. And if they do not, and they are correct, their target would be 3, maybe. But I don't see it happening. I like the bullish structure of this. I like the idea that this happened because some guy wanted to supply liquidity. So he just took a bunch of it and just locked it. And that's good. That's very good for DAI. And I may or may not do the same thing.
Let's go. Awesome, then. Well,
all right, man. We're well within.
Yeah, we're way past the time, guys. Great show, though. Lots of information being out. Appreciate you, Coach, coming back on the show. Guys, give Coach a follow on Twitter or on X, I should say. And tune into his live streams, or sorry, not live streams, his Twitter spaces if you want to get some more information. I know you guys hold a bunch of Q&As, so don't be shy, guys. I see a ton of questions about it in the technicals. Make sure you go to Coach's Twitter space and you can get some answers there. As well, guys, tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern, we will be having our episode of Shill Tank. So I see you guys shilling in the comments. This is your chance. You're going to have 3-minute pitch. Come up on the stage, pitch your project, and you're going to have a big audience of apes ready to ape, especially with some bullish times like this. I'm seeing coins flying left and right. I'm just looking at my other screen. They're going. So it's a bullish time. This is where we find gems, and bring us some gems. Bring us the dev. Bring a community member. Bring the community for tomorrow's episode of Shill Tank. I'll be getting that posted up. It'll be on my page very shortly, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, Coach, go ahead and give your final statements, followed by B-Roots.
Yeah, well, first off and foremost, appreciate you guys letting me onto your guys' platform and just trying to be kind of like a pillar and a community leader in the pDAI community. And yeah, so tonight I'm going to be having a Twitter space. More than free to come in, ask questions. If people don't ask questions, you just get to hear my voice for a little bit longer. So, but yeah, thanks again, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, pDAI is the highest thing going on PulseChain right now. It's that simple. I think PulseChain price would be lower if it wasn't for what pDAI speculation created. It created more oomph, created more excitement in the game. And I'm out of all the PRC 20s that are on PulseChain right now, in my opinion. And this is not talking, it's like newer projects also and projects coming out. There's nothing even coming out that gives me more excitement than pDAI. So at the moment, like I said, even for liquid loans are coming out, famous were coming out, fiat apparently is out already. Like I'm just still like it doesn't compare. And that's not knocking them anymore. That's just my opinion. And I like pDAI the most. And you know, even outside of PulseChain, I'm intrigued to see what the Pepe can do. The new Pepe community, what can you do? And GEKE look like it's trying to come back too. So we'll see, man. It's good times. Bitcoin wants to bounce. Hopefully, we can get over that level and get us going towards the halving. But peeps, we're very close to the halving. If you don't have your positions now, before you know it, the bull market's going to be over. It goes by fast, the blink of an eye. And many people will be crying and pissed off at the world because they thought their lives were going to change, and it didn't because they don't have a plan. So have a plan, have a goal, have an entry plan, but also have an exit plan. During these slow times, that's what you should have already. So when the time comes, all you do is execute. But if you don't have that, if you're not ready to go, it will be so fast. I promise you, it'll happen so fast. You're going to get sucked in to the bull market, and you're going to be retail money. You shouldn't be retail money. You should be more experienced in retail money. But you're going to turn into retail money because you don't have a plan. With that said, get yourself a plan no matter what coin you're in, whether it's DAI, whether it's PulseChain, PulseX, Hex, Pepe, GEKE, Dark. I don't care what it is.
Pepe 2.
Have a plan.
Yes, sir.
That's all I got, man.
All right, bravo. Yes, I am in Pepe 2. It's sending. Tell the dev to come on pitch on Shill Tank tomorrow. We'll see you guys tomorrow on the show, and have a blessed rest of your day. See you soon. We're out.
So for those of you who want to make that change, you need some crypto to help you to make that green. Yo, they gotta let your crypto king showing you how to invest and live your dreams. So for those of you who want to make that change, you need some crypto to help you to make that green. Yo,